Hello and welcome back to another yoga class. Today our class is going to be a 60-minute flow, so a little bit longer. And it'll be a vinyasa flow class, moving through sun salutations and all kinds of lovely balances, twists, turns, fold. But there will be more of a focus on balances. So have your yoga strap handy. If you've got some yoga blocks or thick books or something to hand, they might come in useful too. Enjoy the class and don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment on the video. It'd be great to hear from you. Bye for now. Just come to lying with the soles of the feet together and let the knees come out to the side. A strap's not essential, but it is sometimes nice to support the legs. So coming to lying on your mats, let the knees just sink down. Adjust your hips, adjust your shoulders. If you're not using a strap, you can try and bring your feet in closer to your perineum. If you are using something over the shins and thighs to support the knees, just let everything relax down. Close your eyes and let's focus on the breath. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Fill your lungs and exhale through the mouth. Really sit down. Inhale. And exhale, maybe make some noise. Deep breath in. And exhale. On your next inhale, bring your arms up, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. Spread the fingers wide. First of all, lift the hands up so shoulders lift off the mat, and then pull the shoulders down. Pull them quite firmly down onto the mat. And then allow your arms to come out to the side, T-shape. Engage your core. Draw belly button up and in. Push your lower back into the mat. Inhale, bring the arms back up. And exhale, lower them behind you. Reach those arms long, stretching out the rib cage, stretching out through to the waist. And then engaging your core, bring your arms up and release them to the side. Removing the strap, if you've got the strap around your legs, bring your knees together. Imprint lower back, lift one knee, lift the other knee. And then lift your head and have a look. Are your feet at knee height? Are your knees over your hips? Breathing here. Inhale, arms reach up to the ceiling. We're going to do opposite arm and leg extension. So pull belly button up and in. Push lower back into the mat. Doesn't matter which side you start on. Extend one leg long, the opposite arm long. And you can bring your leg quite low as long as that doesn't impact your lower back. Inhale to center. Releasing long on the other side. And back to center. So inhale, extend. Exhale, bring knee and arm back. Inhale, extend, pull your belly button up and in. And exhale, release. Once more on either side. Try and bring the leg as low as feels comfortable for you. Inhaling in. And last time on this side. And then coming in. As long as your lower back is fine, come with me or carry on doing what we've just been doing. So pull lower back into the mat, imprint, strong core, lift up head and shoulders, tuck chin into the chest. Same action. Inhale, leg and opposite arm long. Exhale, coming in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, in. Inhale, point the toes, you extend. And in. Really stretch the arms, stretch the leg. Coming back in. Once more on either side. And then when you've done equal amounts on both sides, release shoulders and head. Bring your hands behind the thighs, squeeze the knees into the chest, and then take a little rock from side to side, massaging the lower back. And then pull the knees in tightly, flex the feet, reach between your legs and take hold of the big toes. Bring the feet up to the ceiling, pull knees to armpits. Happy baby. And again, maybe a little rock from side to side, maybe turning your head as well if that feels nice. And then pausing in your neutral pose. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to extend your legs out to the side in a wide straddle. Inhale, bring the knees back to armpits. Extending out, maybe going a bit deeper. Inhale, knees back in. Bring the legs as wide as they will go. Now your shoulders might have lifted, so pull the shoulders down. Hands, your fingers are pulling the toes down. Heels are pushing up to the ceiling. And we're going to stay here for 5. Relax the shoulders. For 4, deepen the straddle. For 3, relax the arms. For 2, for 1, then release the toes. Bring your arms T-shape. Use your core to bring the legs back up to the ceiling. Imprint lower back. We're going to lower one leg slowly for 10. Flex the feet. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're not going to put the foot on the floor. You're going to push both heels away, hovering that leg for another 5, 4. Pull your belly button up and in. 2, 1. And then we're going to lift with really flexed feet for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg for 10, 9, 8. Keep lower back imprinted. 6, 5. Relax shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Flex the feet. Really push the heels away. Pull belly button up and in. Staying here for another 5. Relax shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop your hands under your butt cheeks if you know you've got lower back pain on a double leg raise. Elbows are a little bit out to the side. Flex those feet, pull those toes down. Feel your hamstrings, feel your calf muscles extending. Reset your lower back and your core and lowering for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep legs long. 2, 1. Push heels away. Pull toes towards you. Lifting up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands behind the thighs. Bend the knees. And start to rock and roll up and down your spine a few times. And then bringing yourself up to your comfortable cross-legged seat pose. Bring the hands to heart center, draw the thumbs down, elbows are nice and wide. Push into your sits bones, length into the spine. Shoulders come up, back, down, and stay down. Neck is nice and long. On your next inhale, start to push the hands up. Looking up, reaching up, but draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, folding one way. Back to center and folding the other way. Back to center, release the arms, bring them behind you, interlace fingers, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale up, and then your core engaged as you fold forwards. Arms coming up and over, maybe forehead coming down towards the ground. Inhale, lift up. We're doing that 2 more times. Get the length into your spine, and as you exhale, folding forwards, forehead maybe coming a bit deeper. Inhale, lifting up, use the arms as levers. And exhale, folding forwards. Last time, arms coming up as high as you can, maybe forehead to the mat. Breathing here, lift the arms, straighten the arms. To come out of it, engage your core. Lifting up, release the hands. Bring your hands either side, fingers facing forwards. First of all, lean back into the hands, look up to the ceiling. Then pushing into your hands, start to lift your bottom. Lifting up, maybe coming to knees. Arch your back, look behind you, lift the hips. Staying here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower your hips down and bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you. Reset the spine, get it nice and long, maybe a little wiggle, finding a bit of extra length. And then just finger pads to the mat. Just start walking hands forwards and then pause. Gentle rock from side to side, loosening the lower back. Look towards your fingers and walk them a bit further and pause. And again, another gentle little rock from side to side. And maybe finger pads come just a bit further. Don't let the hips lift though. And then relax your chin to chest. Lower your head between your biceps. Keep the hips firmly on the mat, breathing here. Deep breath in. As you exhale, push into the fingertips, lengthen the arms. Deep inhale. As you exhale, can you lower your forehead a tiny bit more? On your next inhale, start to pad your fingertips over to the left side, going as far as you can till you feel a stretch down the right side body. Breathing here. Deep breath in and long exhale. On your next inhale, walk your hands over to the other side, to the right, until you feel a stretch down the left side of your rib cage or waist. Deep inhale. As you exhale, sinking a little bit lower, fingertips still on the floor. And then on your next inhale, walking your hands back in front of you. Lift the head, walk the fingers back towards you. Hands either side, fingers forward as you lean back. Lift the hips, arching up, looking up for 5. Squeeze your butt cheeks for 4. Lift your chest higher for 3, for 2, for 1. And release yourself down. Bringing your hands in front of you, rolling over your knees or bring your feet out to the side to bring yourself to your all fours balance. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend the right leg long, the left arm long, little finger on the floor, toes are on the mat. Draw your belly button up and in, fire up your core as you inhale, lifting opposite arm and leg. So the raised arm bicep should be by your ear. Have a look behind you. Is your leg too low or too high? You want it at hip height. Breathing here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend the knee, turn the palm so thumb is down, reach behind you, take hold of the foot. On your next inhale, kick the foot into the hand, lift the leg, but don't look up at the ceiling. You're kind of looking down towards the top of your mat. Inhale, can you lift the leg higher? Exhale, can you push harder into your hand? Staying here for another 3, another 2, another 1, and release. Opposite side. Leg long, arm long, little finger and toes on the floor. Engage your core as you lift. And again, just check behind you, make sure your leg is at hip height. Reach the arm long, bicep by the ear, thumb is pointing up. Push the heel away, reach the arm nice and long. Staying here, balancing here, strong core. And then bend the knee, reach behind you, take the foot. Kick foot into hand and hand lifts that leg up. Breathing here. Keep trying to lift the leg up, but don't rotate the hip. It's the leg that's lifting, not the hip. Deep inhale. As you exhale, kick the foot a bit harder. Deep inhale. As you exhale, can you lift the leg, not the hip, a little bit higher? Staying here for another 3, 2, 1, and release. Walking your hands in towards you. Start to come up onto your knees. So we're doing a little bit of kind of side action here. So I'm going to start off on my left leg. If you get discomfort, just roll your mat under your knees to make it a little bit softer, a little bit of cushioning, padding for that knee. My right leg is coming out to the side. Now you probably see I'm slightly leaning over to the left. So the thing to try and do is to bring the shoulders back over the hips. Have a look at the leg. Adjust the leg so the ankle, knee, and hip are aligned on the side. Nice. Bit of padding under the knee is always good. Raise your shoulders, your spine. Give yourself a little wiggle here, pushing the hips down, drawing belly up and in. Can you find a bit of extra length in your spine? Then release your arms to the side. Left arm, so the leg you're kneeling on, if you're doing the other side, reaches out. Look at the hand as it lifts up. And then start to slide the right hand down the opposite leg. Bring the bicep to the ear, pausing here. Can you creep your fingers a little bit deeper? Engage your core, bringing yourself up. Windmill the arms. And you're going to slide the left hand down, maybe fingertips to the mat, and right biceps comes to the right ear. Fire up the core, bring yourself up. Twice more on each side. Pausing each time, can you get a little bit of extra length? Keep that core fired up as you windmill. Coming over, maybe palm to the mat this time. Bicep to the ear. Inhaling up. Our deepest one yet. How far can you bend? Keep that core firing up as we come up and over. Bicep to the ear. Beautiful. And coming up, right, swapping sides, maybe building some heat. I certainly am. Start shedding layers. So again, checking the alignment, foot, knee, hip. The temptation is always to compensate by leaning a little bit. So bring the shoulders back over the hips. Extend, tighten the muscles on that leg. Strong, strong leg. Arms by your side. Get that little bit of length into your spine. Belly up and in. Right arm lifts, follow with the gaze. As you come up, bicep to ear. Windmilling slowly, keep the core fired up as you start to come down. Bicep to opposite ear. Inhaling to windmill and exhale, fold. Inhale to lift and exhale, maybe coming down to the palm of the hand. Inhale to lift and exhale, hold. Last time on this side now, coming down and breathe. Draw the left shoulder back a bit, look under the arm. Inhale to lift and bring yourself back up onto your knees. Bring your hands right to the front of the mat and just slide your knees back a little bit. Keep your hands where they are and start to lower the hips to your heels. Arms are going to stay lifted, forehead coming to the mat. Inhale as you lift up and then start to shift your weight forward so your shoulders come in front of your wrists. Perfect. Pushing back on the in-breath and exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, lift up and exhale, shift forwards. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhale, lower the heels, forehead to mat. And inhale. And then exhale, coming forward. Staying here for another 3. Strengthen your wrists. Another 2. Another 1. Now tuck your toes behind you. Lift up and push back to our first down dog of the day. Pedal the legs, pushing the heels to the mat. You can pause on one side for a minute, really extend the legs, squeeze the kneecaps and the fronts of the thighs, and then maybe on the other leg. And then maybe moving between the two again, pedaling, and then come to your still downward dog. Let's just do a quick check. So coming up onto your tiptoes, shift your weight forwards. Are you in your perfect plank? Now I can see I'm not, so I'm just going to move my feet back a bit. In your perfect plank, shoulders, elbows over the wrists, toes are in a little bit, heels pushing away. Squeeze the kneecaps, the fronts of the thighs. Breathing here for 5, for 4. Pull your belly button up and in. 3, 2, 1, and then push back to your down dog. Look at your hands. Are they shoulder width? Push into the hands, chest towards the thighs. Lift the hips up, lower the heels. Give your head a nod, a shake, breathing here, and then soften the knees. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat where your hands are and fold over your thighs. So I want you to bend your thighs, your knees really deeply so you can bring your belly and chest completely onto your thighs. Hands are flat either side of feet. Nose is by your knees. And then I want you to start to lift your arms out. Lift them out to the side. Bring them up overhead. Interlace fingers. Squeeze your shoulders together as the arms lift up and over. Straightening those arms a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Can you bring your arms a little deeper overhead? And then keeping your arms where they are. Push into your feet. Can you straighten your legs a bit without your belly and chest coming off your thighs? Working to a really deep fold. And then release the arms down in front of you. Hook one hand over one inner elbow. Hook the other hand across the other elbow. And just take a little sway from side to side. Ragdolling here. Releasing the lower back. Should not be any tension or any pain. And then just let your arms flop down. Tuck your chin to your chest. We're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. Arms just hanging heavy. Pull the belly up and in. Protect your lower back. Chin tucked to chest until your legs are straight. Once the legs are straight, the rest of the spine rolling up. Arms lifting out, looking up. Pull your belly button up and in every time your arms are lifted. Keep pulling that belly button up and in as your hands come down to heart center. And release the arms by your side. Bring your feet so your big toes are touching, heels roughly a clenched fist width apart. Draw every muscle in your legs. Get that sensation of pulling the muscles up and in, working up your shins, calves, knees, thighs, drawing up. And then from your lower back, down between your buttocks, up in front of you, that little pelvic tilt. Look after your lower backs. Arms by the side, reaching down, palms facing forwards. Pull the shoulders down and away from the ears. Lengthen the neck. First round, we're going to go super slow. Inhaling slowly, fingers spread wide as arms come out, come up above you. Pull your belly button up and in because your arms are lifted. Turn the palms outwards. Keep that core engagement as you slowly, slowly swan dive. Bend the knees, hands either side of the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back, take a plank. Lower your knees, shoulders a little bit in front of wrists. Biceps clamp to your rib cage as your elbows slide down towards your waist. Inhale, baby cobra, looking straight in front of you. Push into the hands to your knees. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Left foot stays down, right leg's going to lift up high. Now, in your three-legged dog, look at your hands. Are they shoulder width? Push into the hands, chest towards left thigh. Lifting the right leg higher, but pull the right hip down and the left hip back. Now, lower that left heel a tiny bit. Nice. Looking forward, step, sweep, or take hold behind the heel. Move the foot between your hands. And then left foot comes to join it, big toes together, heels apart, deep fold, nose towards knee. Slow inhale as you reverse your swan dive. Don't forget to fire up that core. As we slowly lengthen, as the arms lift up, belly pulling up and in as hands come back to heart center. Arms to the side. Inhaling out, up, maybe a back bend. Fire up your core as you slowly, slowly, slowly swan dive to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, neck is long. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back, the right foot back to your plank. Knees, chest and chin. Slide to your baby cobra. Push your knees, tuck toes. Downward facing dog. Right foot down, left leg lifts up, three-legged dog. And again, let's just do a quick reset. Look at hands, spread fingers wide. Push your thigh to chest towards the right thigh. Lift left leg, but pull left hip down and right hip back. Now lower the heel. Lifting your head, looking forward. Sweep that left foot between your hands. The right foot joins it. Toes touch, heels apart. Super slowly. Inhale, reaching arms out. Unrolling. Arms lift as belly button pulls up. And hands to heart center. Nice. Let's speed things up a little bit. Inhaling out and up, maybe a back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. Right hand under right shoulder. Left arm lifting up to a twist. Reach the arm higher. Spread the fingers wider. Push that right heel away from you. Squeeze that right kneecap. And then left hand outside left foot. Take your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga up on your big toe. Biceps hugging the rib cage as you lower. Inhale, cobra, or up dog. Knees are lifted on the top of your feet. Over the knees or over the toes, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up high, three-legged dog. Looking forward, step or move it between your hands. Right arm lifts up to your twist on the other side. Push the left heel away. And then right hand outside right foot, step forward to your fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms lifting, pull belly button up and in as hands come to heart center. Deep inhale, sweep the arms out to your back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back, pause. Come to your fingertips, look in front of you. Or maybe hands on the knee, sink the hips low. Or maybe, whoopsie, arms lifting, sinking into your lunge. Left heel is lifted. Lift the arms, pull the shoulders away from ears. Breathing here. And then hands either side of right foot, step back, take your plank. Pause in plank. Toes in, heels away. Draw the kneecaps up, the fronts of the thighs. And then super slowly, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin as you lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Give the legs a couple of pedals here. And then pause. Left leg lifts up high, three-legged dog. Looking forward, sweeping it between your hands to your fingertips, or hands on the knee, or arms lifting. If your arms are lifted, straighten that back leg. Draw the kneecap up and in. Push the heel away from you. Looking up, breathing here. Length into the neck. And then hands either side of left foot, step to your fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment, catch your breath. Next round, we're going to be jumping back and jumping forwards. So when you come down to your forward fold, kind of leave a hand length space on the front of your mat. So reset, big toes together, heels apart. Draw the shoulders down, pull that belly up and in. Inhaling out and up to our back bend. Exhale, swan dive, hands in front of the feet. Halfway lift as you inhale, pull shoulders away from ears. Exhale, fold and jump back or step back to your plank. We're going to pause in plank for a moment. Toes in, heels away. Staying here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Drop the left knee, bring the left foot behind you. Flipping onto the sole of the right foot, right hand under the shoulder, left hand under left shoulder, sorry. Right arm lifts up. You can stay here, or you can bring the bicep over to the ear if you want to stretch out the right waist a little bit more. You can stay here, or you want that bit more still, bringing yourself to full side plank. Choose your option for how your wrists are feeling today. If you're in full side plank, can you lift the hips a little bit more? For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hands reset your plank. And then flipping onto the other side. So right knee down, right hand under right shoulder, left arm lifting up. Staying here, bringing bicep to ear. Or I forgot to mention on the other side, sorry. You can lift that left leg if you're doing the supported side plank. Or bringing both feet together, coming to your full side plank. Beautiful, strong yogis for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and reset your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga as you lower. Cobra or up dog as you lift up. Keep your hands where they are, drop the knees. Extended child, elbows are going to stay lifted, forehead to the mat, give your wrists a little break. Planks, chaturangas also hard on your wrists. Now push your hands into the mat to get your hips closer to your heels closer to hips. Arms are extended. Now pull your shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Your hands are kind of tugging on the mat a little bit. Can you drop your forehead right down? Can you lower your hips a bit more? Can you pull your shoulders a little bit further away from your ears? Breathing here. And then on your next inhale, lift your head. Start to slide your arms in a big circle on either side around so your hands are by your toes. Pause just for a moment, palms are lifted. Breathing here. And then on your next inhale, start to lift your arms up behind you. Clasp your fingers together. And then start to extend your arms straight behind you. Now, keeping your forehead on the floor, I want you just to lift your hips a little bit and roll on the top of your head. Bring your arms up a little bit higher overhead. Chin is tucked to chest. Pausing here, squeeze the shoulders, lengthen the arms. Another 3, another 2, another 1. Release the hands. Bring the arms long, look towards your hands, tuck toes. And we're back in our downward facing dog. Left leg stays down, right leg lifts up. Push the chest to the thighs. Breathing here. Balancing on that one foot, lift that right leg a bit higher. Then bend the knees, heel to butt cheek. Rotate the hip open. You can stay here, or you bring your left hand kind of under your face, and then you're going to bring the left foot down, the right foot behind you, flipping up and over to your wild thing. Lift the hips. Let that right arm drop out to the side. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and flip back over to your 3-legged dog. Hands are shoulder width. On your next inhale, come up onto tiptoe. Shift your weight forward, 3-legged plank. Pausing here. Inhale, lifting up 3-legged dog, and release the right foot. Left leg lifts up high, 3-legged dog. Push your chest to your thighs, lower that right heel. Lift the leg, draw your hips more even. Bend the knee, rotate the knee up. Looking underneath the left arm, staying here or flipping over. Wild thing on the other side. Lift the hips up, arch your back. Stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Flip back over, 3-legged dog. Push chest to that thigh. Lower the heel, lift the leg, straighten the lifted leg. On your next inhale, come on to tippy toes, shifting forward, 3-legged plank. Pausing here, breathing here. And next inhale, lifting up, 3-legged dog, and lower, and give your legs a nice little pedal. And then push into your hands. Really bring your chest closer to your thighs. Lift the hips, lower the heels. Maybe feet will come flat, maybe not yet, but they will one day. Keep pushing into the hands. Give the head a nod, a shake, breathing here. Now bend your knees. Bring your hands a little bit wider on your mat. We're going to jump in between the hands. Push your hips back. Belly is to your thighs. Looking forwards, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, jumping forward to your fold. I find those so hard. Deep, deep fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to get your belly and chest on the thighs. And then start to bring your arms out to the side. Bring them up behind you. Interlace fingers. Squeeze the shoulders together as the arms come a little bit overhead. And now we're going to work on straightening the legs. So push into the feet. Try and keep your belly close to the thighs. Try to get your legs as straight as you can. And the final stage is just making sure you can almost touch your knees with your nose, or maybe you already can. Keep squeezing the shoulders together. And then release the arms. Tuck chin to chest. We're going to reverse swan dive. Inhale, lifting out, lifting up, looking up, and hands coming down to heart center. We're going to mix it up a bit now and do some standing balances, take the pressure off the wrists. So we're going to start off, excuse me, working towards coconut tree. So what I would like, you might find it easier coming off your mat. I certainly do, just having a more solid base underneath me. You might want to have a wall or furniture or something nearby to tap with one finger. Sometimes even having a wall behind you or a door that you can use as a prop if you start to get a little bit unbalanced can be quite good. So just give it a try. So first of all, hands on hips, feet roughly a clenched fist width apart, your hip width. Lift one foot, come right onto the toes, stretch out the instep of the foot and replace. Other side, really, really good deep stretch and replace. And then you're going to start moving from one foot to the other and you're going to be bobbing up and down in between like you're wearing super, super high heels, coming up and moving down. And maybe speeding it up a bit, maybe slowing it down a bit. See how it feels. At all times, that core is fired up. And then pause. I'm going to bring the arms into it. Bring hands together, interlace, and then bring the arms up. By now, your arms and shoulders should be so beautifully warmed up that you can bring your biceps to the ears, clamp the biceps to the ears, push the palms up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to do the same action, but keeping the arms really pushing up, shoulders pulling down. First of all, moving one foot to the other foot. And maybe like a 1 second pause on each foot when you're up. And this might be enough for you today, or you might want to take it into full pose. So coming up onto the ball of your feet, keep pushing those arms. And then coming really high up. So you're more on your toes than on the ball of your feet. Straightening the arms, lifting the hands. Imagine I've got my hand underneath your hands and I'm pushing your arms up even higher and you're pulling your shoulders down, finding your balance. If, like me, you've got slightly weak ankles, this is really good for strengthening those ankles. Breathing here. If it gets a bit much, just bring one heel down and then reset coming up. Working on those biceps by the ears. For another 5, 4, higher, 3, more, 2, 1. Release the arms, release the heels, and just give your shoulders a few shrugs. Beautiful. Give the legs a kick, maybe, shake out your wrists, and setting up for our tree pose. Standing on the right foot. Ground the foot down, lift the toes, spread them wide, give yourselves a nice big surface to balance on. Position 1, heel to ankle. Position 2, foot to the inner calf. Or position 3, foot right up high at the top of the thigh. I've got slippery leggings. You might be wearing slippery leggings. It's quite hard to come up to this pose. What you have to do is push your foot against the thigh, squeeze the thigh muscle against the foot, look at something in front of you that's not moving, bringing hands to heart center. Inhale, lifting the arms, shoulders are pulling down, belly button is pulling up and in, finding your balance here. I'm going to stay here for about 30 seconds or so. If you come out of it, just come straight back into it. Think about straightening your arms. Think about pulling the shoulders down. Ooh, think about falling over. Finding your balance. Keep pulling that belly button up and in. Keep pushing foot against the leg, leg against the foot. Got about another 15 seconds or so to go. Keep pulling the shoulders down. Keep focusing on that spot that's not moving. And if you're feeling very brave, you can try closing one eye and opening the other eye. Maybe even closing both eyes for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands to heart center. Don't put the foot down yet. Bring the knee forward. Hug the knee up into the chest. Squeeze it up. Keep hold of the knee with the left hand to right hip. Focus on that spot that's not moving in front of you. You can start to open and close that hip
by pulling the knee open and closed. You might find it helpful to bring the opposite arm out as a counterbalance. And you might want to stay with this, or reaching for that big toe. You might bring the leg out to the side. Whichever option you're taking, straighten the standing leg. Breathing here. Staying here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending the knee, bringing it back in for another hug, release and shake. Getting ready for the other side. Ground that left foot. Each side feels different on different days, so don't worry if it's too much coming into the stronger options. Ground the standing foot. Heel to ankle, big toe on the floor, foot to inner calf or foot to the inner thigh, your choice. Hands to heart center. Ground that standing leg. Growing your branches, shoulders away from ears. And again, we're going to stay here for about 30 seconds. Keep focusing on something that's not moving. Keep pulling the shoulders down. Keep pulling belly button up and in. We've got roughly 15 seconds left. My timings are not very accurate. Keep lifting the arms. Can you straighten those arms a bit more? Can you lift the fingers a little bit higher? Can you pull the shoulders down? Pulling the belly button up and in for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the arms. Bring the knee into the chest. Give it a squeeze. Holding on with the right hand. Left hand to hip or as a counterbalance. And again, I'm terrible on this side. I'm going to hold on to something. On this side, you can either hold the knee and open and close, or you can take hold of the big toe. Your choice. I'm going to stick with this one on this side. It's weird in yoga how some days it's easy and other days it's hard. Focus on something that's not moving as we're going to stay here for a few more seconds. Keep breathing. Another 10, 9, 8. Straighten the standing leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and give everything a shake. Balances, standing balances are just weird ones. There's no rhyme or reason to them. So our next standing balance is going to be our dancer's pose. Now, if you have got a yoga strap or a belt or something, it can be useful. So give it a try with the belt. If it doesn't help, don't bother. But starting on the right leg, ground the foot down. You want the strap just around the instep, and then to bring the foot up behind you, holding onto the strap. If it's not comfortable, you don't like it, don't do it. Just hold the foot in your hand, your choice. Getting that standing leg nice and straight, either using the strap or holding the foot. Gaze at something that's not moving as right arm lifts. Straighten the standing leg. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly, slowly, hinging, coming forwards. Reach the arm long, lift that foot behind you, finding your balance. For 10, for 9, for 8. Can you lift the leg higher? For 6, for 5. Can you straighten the standing leg more? For 3, for 2, for 1. Don't put the foot down. Come back up to standing. Knee lifts. Extend the foot long in front of you. Write your name with your big toe. And release. Give everything a shake. Coming to the other side. Left foot down. Ground the foot down. Either with the strap or just taking hold of the foot. Knees come together. Standing leg straightens. Left arm lifts. And then slowly, slowly start to hinge. Focus on something that's not moving. Find that balance. Lifting that leg up behind you. Reach the arm along. For 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Bring the knee up. Extend the leg long and write your name. Really nice. And release. And giving everything a shake. Coming back to your mat. set yourself up at the top of your mat, big toes together, heels apart. We're going to come down and do some work on the mat, but let's get down in a yogic way. Inhaling, arms out and up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, exhale, fold. Step or jump back to your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga as you lower. Inhaling, cobra or up dog, and returning to downward facing dog. Give the legs a little pedal. Push one heel and then the other into the mat. Look at your hands, are they shoulder width? Push your belly towards your thighs. Breathing here, give your head a nod, a shake. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing into the hands. Keep lifting the hips. And then come up onto the ball of your feet, bend the knees, bring your knees down to the mat, flatten the feet. So our next asana is we're going to be doing rabbit pose. I always fold the mat, give a bit of extra padding for my head. And it's kind of thinking about angles. So I always think of triangles. So hands and knees are kind of in a triangle. And then hips come up. Now the goal in your rabbit is to have your arms at a kind of capital L shape. So you're going to start to bring your crown of your head down. And this might be enough to start off with. Your arms should be at a nice 90-degree bend. And then next stage is you tuck your toes and you lift your knees. And you'll feel weight on your head at this point. Once we come into the full pose, the weight's on your arms. So to practice coming into it, you can just bend your knees, walking in, walking out, getting used to being on the crown of your head. If you want to take it further, pull the elbows towards each other like they're magnetized. You'll feel all your muscles engaging as you then pop a knee on top of each elbow. And then your bunny rabbit ears come up and waggle around. You should have about 70% of your weight is actually on your arms. Your legs, your bottom is all being supported by the arms. There is some pressure on the head, but not too much, because full headstand is often uncomfortable and can be dangerous. So this is a really nice kind of halfway fun pose to do. And when you've had enough of being upright, you bring your feet down, your knees down, you lower your hips to your heels and take a moment in child pose. Relax your shoulders. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Really lovely. And then I want everyone to just bring their fingers down towards their feet. Relax the shoulders in your child pose. Breathing here. And then slowly lift your head. Bring yourself upright. Straighten your mat if you've had it folded over. And just bring yourselves down onto about probably quite close to the front of your mat, because for our next balance, we're coming up to a shoulder stand. And again, here you've got options. So if you've got furniture or a wall nearby and you're tired, your arms are tired, whatever, I highly recommend just lying with your legs up against furniture or the wall, just like this, and you can bring the legs to a straddle, and it's a super comfortable pose. If you want to take it further into shoulder stand, furniture can really help you to get up. So you can have your feet on the furniture or the floor, and then you're going to push up. And the key rule, the number one rule in shoulder stands is don't turn your head. Don't look from one side to the other. You want to keep your chin tucked into your chest. So lifting the hips, hands behind the hips as legs come up. And it helps sometimes to bring the knees to the forehead, push, walk your hips up, walk yourself higher on your shoulders, and try and get your elbows closer to each other, and then lift the legs to come up to your full shoulder stand. And you can stay here for as long as you like. You could bring your legs to a straddle. You could bring them together. You can move one back, one forwards. Have a little play here. Or if you plow poses in your practice, bring one leg behind you, tap the mat with your toe. Reset, other leg coming down, tapping the mat. And if you feel like it today, flex both feet, bring your feet behind you. If your toes touch the mat, relax your arms down.
Otherwise, just staying up in your shoulder stand and enjoy a little bit of an inversion like this. You can circle the feet, going one way, changing direction. Basically, just have a little play here. And then once you feel that you've had enough, or your arms are hurting, or your neck or anything, you can drop your knees down to the forehead. Bring your arms to the mat, use them as brakes, and one vertebra at a time, really slowly with control, start to lower yourself down to the mat. Give the knees a little hug. And then if, like me, you're at one end of the mat, you'll have to kind of shuffle on your mat to give yourself a bit of space, because we're coming to fish pose next. So bend the knees, feet are flat. Lift one butt cheek, put one hand underneath it, palm down, other butt cheek. And then just tuck your elbows in a bit closer to your sides. Extend your legs long. And then you're going to push into the hands, forearms and elbows. Lift your head and shoulders off the mat. And then extend your neck long. Drop the head behind you and come down onto the crown of your head. Now, if like me, you've got a ponytail thingy going on top of your head, you might need to just move it out of the way. And then I want you to push into your forearms, arching your back, chest is up to the ceiling, and balancing on your forearms, elbows and head. 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. To come out a bit, push into the forearms, lift head and shoulders. Slide elbows wide, releasing down, bend the knees, bring your buttocks off the mat, release your hands, bring your hands around your shins and just gently rock from side to side. Lovely. And then hands behind the thighs. Just rock and roll up and down your spine a little bit. And we're going to come into a Navasana, straight into boat pose. So coming up straight to your boat pose, holding behind the thighs. So draw the knees in, and you can either release one arm at a time or release both arms in full pose, balancing just on your butt cheeks. Well, it's more on your tailbone, really. Now lift the arms, looking up between your hands. Pull the shoulders down. Pull the knees in. We're staying here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't put the feet down. Bring the knees wide. Take hold of the big toes. Coming to our balancing bear. Pushing heels away. Pull on the toes. Pull the shoulders away from ears. Fire up your core. So we're going to stay here for about 30 seconds. So just looking in front of you. Pull the big toes more. Pull the shoulders down. Pull that belly button up and in. Legs as straight as you can get them. Finding and keeping your balance. And if you do roll backwards, it's a free back massage. Enjoy. Focusing here. Arms are super straight. Legs are super straight. For another 3, another 2, another 1. Don't let go of the toes. Start to bring the legs up. Keeping them as straight as possible. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, release the feet, point the toes, reach the arms for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Don't put the feet down. Hug the knees into the chest, still balancing on your bottom. Lower your forehead to your knees. Draw the shoulders away from ears, balancing in your cosmic egg. Keep the breath moving. Chin is tightly tucked to chest. And then lifting your head, bring your feet to the mat. Reach your arms really, really long. C-shape your lower back, chin to chest. Use that core to super slowly lower yourself down. Once you're down, reach your arms long overhead, stretching out your rib cage, your waist, really reach the arms. And then hug the knees into the chest, arms around the shins. And I know sometimes the temptation is to kind of cross your feet at the ankles here, but it's far better to just have the feet side by side. You can roll your head a little bit if that feels nice. And then pausing here. Flex the feet. Reach for the outer edges of the feet. Draw the feet up to the ceiling, knees to the armpits. Happy baby. And maybe once more a little rock from side to side if this feels good for your back. And then come to a still pose. Just keep the knees where they are, but lower your feet. You'll feel your sacrum, your lower back is now on the mat. And again, just a nice, show your lower back a little bit of love, a little bit of a massage. And then pause. Bring the soles of the feet together. Feed your arms between your legs. Take hold of the outer edges of your feet. On your next inhale, start to lift the feet. Lift your head and shoulders. Slide your elbow, I can't talk. Shoulders round the back of your knees. Head is coming between your legs, looking between your thighs, arms, and calves. Can you lift the legs a bit higher? Can you bring yourself a little bit deeper into this balance? You're only on your mid back. And then on your next inhale, slowly, slowly with control, start to release head and shoulders. Release the arms, hug the knees into the chest one more time. On your next inhale, lift head and shoulders, tap your nose to your knees. It should be super easy by now. And then release yourself down and choose your Shavasana pose. So you might want to be how we started the class, soles of the feet together, knees coming wide. If this feels nice for you, stay here. If you'd rather have the knees together and the feet mat width, also really nice. Or, of course, legs extended long in full Shavasana. Whichever option you're taking, arms are by the side, palms are facing up. Maybe give your hips a little wriggle, your shoulders a little wriggle. And setting up for the last few minutes, relaxation. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. Relax the shoulders. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. In and out. Breathing at your own pace. Slow, equal length breath. Slowly, slowly, start moving your fingers, your toes. Extend your legs long if your knees are bent. Circle your wrists, circle your ankles.
And then bringing the legs together, point your toes away from you. Inhale, arms up long, interlace fingers, push the palms away. Take a full body stretch, really, really extending the whole body. And then bring your knees into the chest, give them a squeeze, a little rock from side to side. And then rolling onto one side, bringing yourselves up to your comfortable cross-legged seat pose. Bringing hands to heart center, hands to the third eye, and namaste. Thank you for joining me.